Hello and welcome to another episode of This Week in Metropolis. I'm James.
And I'm Matt.
And on tonight's show, well, we haven't done it for quite a while. We're going to be talking all things tech. That's right. And when I say we're going to be talking it, I mean we will, obviously. But Matt is the one that is bringing all the goods to the party. He's got loads of stories. Strap yourself in, guys. It's going to be a long one.
It's going to be a long one. This is going to be at least 3 hours, I would estimate.
At least.
Exactly. It depends how committed you are. But one thing that won't take 3 hours is follow us. Follow us everywhere. Be stalkers. Love us. Engage in our lives in every minuscule detail on here, on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you're watching. Press a button somewhere. On Instagram, we love bit of Instagram. We're on Instagram a lot. I'm on it a lot. James is on it a lot. You'll find us there. On Twitter, on TikTok, on any possible podcast audio platform. Follow us on there. Get our episodes. Listen back to them. One thing I did want to say, I was looking back. We've been on YouTube for quite a while. And right at the beginning, we used to put things on YouTube. And I noticed today that some of our original YouTube videos, our very first ones in Series 1, don't have any listens. How sad is that?
Wow.
So this is a call to everyone who follows us. Please go to that Series 1 and just have a listen. They might be that good. We've not heard them for years. But, just out of charity, have a listen. So, yeah.
Hashtag love season 1.
Exactly. Hashtag, but bring season 1 back. But first, there's this.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Metropolis.
God, I love that intro. Like, I'm just sat there. I mean, everyone who's watching now, they wouldn't have seen us in that, but I can see you, Matt. You can probably see me literally like bopping to the beat. Absolutely love it. Still going strong. As Matt said, just before the intro video, you can see all the different places you can find us scrolling along the bottom of your screen right now.
And if you're listening, have a look on the description, because it's in there too. On Spotify, on all those platforms, we put it in description, so check us out.
Indeed. If you are watching us live tonight, either on Facebook or on YouTube, then comment, get involved, say hello. We'll say hello to you. We've already got some people in the room, and we've got a first-time live viewer, I believe, a good friend of mine and current colleague. Sorry, Matt. This is new school. Emily Holland. She is in the house. Tech. Boom. Hello, Emily. Thank you for joining us. We've got the Funky Gibbons is in the house. Liam. Heidi ho. Hello, Liam. And we have got, oh my God, he's back. Robbie is with us out of the blank. No feed. Don't know what that means.
No feed is that he's hungry. You're hungry, Robbie.
Maybe. Do you know what? And saying, "Are you hungry, Robbie?" is a great way for me to kick off the show this week, because I want to do a follow-on from last week's. We ended last week's show talking about food, and one of the things we talked about, and I think you kicked it off really, was talking about the new Big Mac.
Chicken Big
Mac at McDonald's. Have you had it?
No, I still haven't. Not yet.
I have had it, and me and my colleague Amelia, we both had one last week, and I was so excited about it. She was really excited about it, but even other people in the office were saying, "Oh, not." There's a lot. I think I said last week, there's a lot of criticism about it. And literally within about 3 bites, I was going, this is not the one.
Really? Well, what's wrong with it? Because my reservation, I've not had it, but for me, a McChicken sandwich is a bit old school. Do you know what I mean? It is not something that I reach for and think, I'm having a McChicken sandwich. I know if they ran out of everything else, I might choose that. Just before filet-o-fish, because that's never going to happen.
Wow. To be honest, it's a variety of things. I'm not quite sure the sauce, the Big Mac sauce. Maybe if it was mayo in there and you had the kind of every other thing other than the sauce replaced with the mayo. The other thing I didn't quite like, it's still got gherkins in it. Gherkins and chicken.
Oh,
Not
no,
a
chicken and
good
gherkins.
combo. No. So
I love a gherkin.
yeah,
not with chicken, though.
not with chicken. I still ate it all. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't that bad that I didn't eat it. And
Can't waste
Amelia
it.
was exactly the same. But yeah, I can understand why there's uproar about it. If you have had, I can already see Liam, Funky Gibbons, Chicken Big Mac is pants. Yes, it is, Liam. Yes, it is. What if you've had one? If you're watching, if you're listening, let us know your thoughts as well. You can write into us. We'll talk about it next time.
PO box something. This Week in Metropolis.
It did get me thinking though, Matt. What is your favourite burger that McDonald's have ever done?
I think it's a quarter pounder with cheese. I would go double normally just because I can. But there's just something about it. It all works. It's just there. It's perfect. The ketchup, the mustard, the onions, love it. Yeah, absolutely love it.
Nice.
So yeah,
mine would have to be the what's the one they bring out? It comes out. I can't even remember what it's called now. I love it that much.
Big Tasty.
The Big Tasty.
It's really nice.
That is good.
Yeah,
that is good.
It is. But like I mentioned last week, the McRib was one of those like fancy menu items that I remember having in the olden days.
Yeah.
But then they brought it back, and it's like, God, this is a bit rubbish, really. To be honest. Do you remember though McDonald's trivia time, where nothing about tech? I know we've told you this episode's about tech, but obviously it's out the window. Do you remember when McDonald's did pizza for a very short period of time?
What is this?
I did.
Some sort of myth?
I did. Look it up. It happened. I had one. Yeah. I must have been. It would have been early 90s for all the old people out there. But yeah, they did. They did pizza in selected restaurants. And there you go.
Well, just sticking on the McDonald's trail, just quickly. Emily Holland, her favourite, a Big Mac, classic. Although I know Emily has recently been eating the McPlant. And my wife's actually had the McPlant and said it was really good. Phil, he had the chicken Big Mac on Sunday and enjoyed it. And by the way,
and Blue Sonic as well.
Blue Sonic, yeah, enjoyed the chicken Big Mac. I'm going to get another one this week. Hello, Blue Sonic as well. Thanks for joining.
Split down the middle, pretty much, isn't it?
There you go. Oh, don't tell me this, Phil. Please not. Please not. Phil
is this football banter?
It's football related. It's 1-1 apparently. I don't need the updates for actually. Phil, keep me posted. We'll do live score updates. Phil's obviously watching both at the same time. Appreciate that. Just for the record, and this will go down in history, Man United should have been 3-0 up in about 20 minutes.
Who are they playing? Did you say?
Burnley. I don't know if that's how people in Burnley talk, but I'm going with it.
They do tonight.
Hello to Burnley. Liam's also said, either a double quarter pounder with cheese or Big Mac would be my go-to. Never tried the McRib. Wanted to come back again so I can. Yeah. Don't we all? Don't we all? Yeah. Well, listen, we've done enough about McDonald's. Unless they're going to start sending us free stuff, I think we've talked about them enough. Matt, you have got loads of tech stories to bring us this week. What are you kicking off with?
Not tech for a moment. What we need to talk about, and this is important that we talk about it, any of the people who follow Dawn of Comics, as we do, good friend of the show, we participate in a quiz and we have many different quizzes of theirs. However, we did the very, very, very first team quiz showdown, and what a shocker, we won it.
It was amazing.
On the technicality, but we won it. So that's all that matters. And we now have, upside down, we now have the certificates to prove it. So it's now live. It's live on YouTube. Do check out Dawn of Comics. And you can see our victory with your own eyes, really, is all I can say. And thank you so much to Shane. There were presents as well, or prizes, should I say. So awesome comic book prizes.
Sorry,
as well.
here's my what did I refer to as? Daredevil, I thought it was. Here's my Daredevil kills the multiverse or whatever it was. It wasn't even the multiverse. What I like is Phil's already come in. Phil, who was on Comic Airwaves team. Here we go. Boasting. Yes, we will, because we're never gonna do it again.
We're never going to win again. And Phil lost, just to have context to the comment. He did it. He's collectively, the team did. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, sadly for Phil, and I'm still thinking there was some sort of controversy there in how Scott did not get the final question, the tiebreaker for 28 points or whatever it was. How he
Spoilers.
Didn't get that one.
If anyone's going to watch that, it's just ruined now because you've just told.
Well, I mean, we've ruined it anyway because we've told them.
Well, that's true. No, we've just said they won, so we've won.
But I won't tell you what happened at the end. But apparently, according to Liam, as he'll see, 100% Scott's fault. So there you go, Scott. If you're watching, or if you're listening at a later date,
love you,
big heart.
But let's get on with this tech. Let's get on with this tech because we said we were talking about tech.
Yeah.
So to start us off, we're going to talk about something that I know you really enjoy, and it's something I've never witnessed you do, but you've told me many times you've done it, which is karaoke.
Oh, love karaoke. If anyone knows me, they know I love karaoke.
This man loves karaoke. So where this leads on a tech front is in China, Tesla sold karaoke microphones for the car. So it connects up to the sound system in the car.
Right.
And then when you was listening to music on the screen, it came up the words. So it would display the lyrics for you on it.
That sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. It did cost, however, which I think this is the less awesome part of it, $188 for a microphone, which is it can only be like a Bluetooth microphone. You know, it can't be anything fancier than that. Wow. Seems a bit steep, but they sold out in 1 minute, I think it was. So within an hour. Sorry, not.
I bet they did. And it's and isn't karaoke like mad out there as well?
Well, I think that's the idea. Yeah, it's such a huge market for it. However, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this. Most people sing in the car. I do. You have music on, whether you're by yourself or whatever. If there's a song on you love, you sing it. Everyone in the car can hear it. So, what purpose is this microphone? What's the microphone doing?
Tell me it's broadcasting somewhere.
I don't know.
You don't actually know.
That's my question. What is it doing? Right. Because if I'm sitting here and you're sitting there, as we are now, and we're in a car and we're singing, you can hear me.
Yeah.
You can blatantly hear me, even if the music's really loud. So I don't really get the point of it.
Two key places. I was thinking about this the other day. Where do I karaoke is different because usually you've had a few, jars or...
Not while you're driving, kids.
Don't do that while you're driving, no. Uh-uh. But like where I'm singing the most, in my car or in the shower. Yeah, they would be the two.
There you go. Yeah. So you want a microphone attachment for your shower?
Yeah, maybe the shower head, but then you get sprayed in the face.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, I'll do karaoke anywhere, to be fair. So in the car, at a bar, in the shower, wherever, around your nan's house, whatever. Let's get it done. Phil loves a bit of karaoke. Do a mean meatloaf.
Yeah. Bet out of hell. There you
go. Right, yeah, I'm with you, yeah. Sorry, for a second, I thought you meant like cooking a meatloaf.
He cooks a lovely meatloaf on Sunday. Great.
Have you seen me do karaoke?
I probably did a bit at your wedding, but I was very worse for wear. Yeah. So I don't remember really anything.
Yeah, we started the karaoke about 2:00. So for you to be worse for wear.
Yeah, I was. Says a lot about the day. But I did in terms of no, it wasn't. No, it was too much fun. In regards to I did do a bit of research in regards to how these karaoke thing works.
Okay.
And I think that apparently it's quite common in cars. Or not obviously not in every car, but I think more of an Asian thing, that some stereos have this feature. And the microphone is to do with if the people in the back can't hear properly, it puts the voice through the back speakers so that the people in the back are involved. But yeah.
Interesting.
Who
Well, I
knows?
mean, if anyone wants to hear some of my vocals, I actually posted a video on our Instagram page, didn't I? If you remember, of me singing a Lighthouse Family song to you, because they're your favourite band, aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah, you did. Well, while in the car. I'm
That's
sure you
right.
was in
Whilst
the car when you
driving.
was doing it. So,
Whilst driving, yeah. Filming myself whilst driving and singing.
yeah.
All the things you should not do, kids.
And he was drunk, so, what can you
What
say?
a day.
That wasn't true for any police officers listening.
Yeah.
Of course, it
yeah.
wasn't true.
Hello, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
If you are watching. Who is this someone we know?
Yeah, it's Isla Smiley Bean from
Hi,
Instagram.
hi, Isla. Ocean Drive. That is the song I was singing.
Can I just highlight, though, that I hate Lighthouse Family with an absolute passion. And it is a vicious lie that James has just said in terms of I like them.
But there is a backstory here, isn't there?
There is a backstory.
Because a good friend of mine and Matt's, who probably isn't watching, she'll tell us that she is, but a good friend, Fiona, we convinced her one year that she loved Lighthouse Family, and we bought her one of their Rogue albums. It wasn't even like a well-known album of theirs, was it?
Probably their third album.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And we got it from a pound shop.
From pound shop, yeah.
From a bargain basket, and we gave it to her on her birthday and convinced her that she told us she loves the Lighthouse Family, and she accepted it.
That's what good friends we are.
Cheers, Fee. Love you. If anyone else is a huge fan of Lighthouse Family, we're bound to find another one. And listen, if any of the members of the Lighthouse Family are
want to come on the show,
join us. Come on, we could all sing together. It can only get better.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I might be ill that week if that happens.
I'll do it.
You'll do it. It'll be fine.
Just sticking on the microphone here, Liam. Could it be that the microphone records the singing for playback? Could be.
Could be.
Some people just like to. I don't really want to hold this position. Are you looking up what it does, Matt?
Well, no. One other thing that I wanted to highlight was apparently it's a feature that can still be used while you're driving, because with so many other things, Teslas do lots of clever stuff. Like you can play games. There are certain like video games and that because they've got a big screen in the middle. You can play on those, but I think those are restricted. However, as the time of this writing, you can still do karaoke while you're
but isn't
driving.
While you're
driving?
But isn't the whole point of Teslas that you don't need to steer?
Well, you can, I guess they have that feature as well, don't they?
So really, holding a mic and singing.
Let it drive itself. Have a sing along. Who cares? Good times, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's all
very, very interesting. Are you going to buy me one, by the way, or?
And they're completely sold out, mate.
Oh,
and
do you need to have a Tesla?
Buy you a Tesla. I'd have to buy you a Tesla, then
so
buy you the microphone.
That is so kind of you. If you win the lottery,
I'll buy you a Tesla if I win.
And that reminds me,
obviously, if I win enough,
that
I then have some left after
last week.
Tesla is the.
Did you see? One person in the UK won 109 million on the Euro Millions. Was you that person?
No, unfortunately not. I wouldn't be it if I'm honest. If I'd won.
Wow.
Harsh
it's all coming out now, kids. It's all coming out now. Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Hey.
Interesting. Hey.
Well,
we had a good time.
We had a good time while it lasted. Yeah. Until Matt got rich and went somewhere.
Pissed off, yeah.
Exactly. I'll be driving my Ferrari F40 somewhere fast. I don't know.
Well, would you be going about buying a load of robot things?
Potentially. I would buy a robot dog, because you can buy those now and you can walk around with a robot dog. And I think that'd be quite cool. When I had my lunchtime walks through the park, as I like to do, imagine walking on with one of those robot dogs next to you. It'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
You'd get all the attention.
Come on, mate. Yeah, and it's just...
Yes, master.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be
Woof,
incredible.
woof.
Well, funny you should say about robot dogs, because we're that good with the links to these stories. A frightening story regarding robot dogs, because we've talked about these things quite a lot, and the general mood for these sort of stories is that they're going to come and get us, and it'll be like Skynet, and there'll be a point where it's out of control. The dogs that I love are made by Boston Dynamic, and if you ever sort of go on YouTube, or you should be on YouTube now listening to this or watching this, when you're on YouTube, after this, look at Boston Dynamics channel, because they show you all these amazing things that they can do with their robots. But the darker side of it, especially with the robot dogs, is there are lots of military applications that it can be used for. The story I saw this week is that on the Mexican border, where there is various sort of issues with people from Mexico wanting a better life and coming over to the US, and the US trying to stop that from happening, they're trialing these robot dogs. They're not Boston Dynamics ones. They're made by a company called Ghost Robotics, which sounds
I'm really
like
worried where this is going.
Well, no,
Snipers.
it's just the fact that because the border is huge and it's manned by people, what they're going to do is get the robot dogs to patrol it. So they're going to be walking up and down, having a look, seeing what's going on, and seeing if people are coming across. So it's sort of like a 24/7 replacement for a person is the way they look at it.
But what can they do? Can they attack them, shoot them? What?
As a normal dog, which that is all they're trialing at the moment, just these normal dogs don't walk around. I guess they got a camera, so you can probably see what's going on in some sense. But this particular company has already previewed it with a sniper rifle on there. Not for this application, but like in some trade show for death things. They've got one of these robot dogs with a sniper rifle on top. So who knows what the future holds with that? It's just a bit of a once you get used to a robot dog being around, you think, oh, that's all right, you got a robot dog. Then they'll add something to it. And then you'll think, well, I'm not happy about that, but then you'll get used to it, and then they'll add another thing to it. That's the danger.
This is always the thing. Like we've spoke about it before, how like dolphins are used with like things on them.
I forgot about that. Didn't they strap lasers to it or
something like that? I mean, lasers, yeah. There's loads of crazy things. I mean, you think of actual dogs now that are so like. Actual what are they called, German shepherds or whatever they're the police dogs, like when you think of how smart they are, I'm pretty sure my sausage dogs, if anyone saw Instagram earlier, you would have seen Frank featuring in a post. Everyone loves sausage dog. I'm pretty sure they're really good like sniffer dogs. I mean, my two are idiots, so I mean I wouldn't trust them with anything, but yeah, and now you're making it into robots. It just takes it up like another level where you're attaching, missile launchers off of them.
Well, exactly. That's it. So,
and when you say they're trialing this, I mean, like you say, just with a camera at the moment.
So it's the actual quote is the Department of Homeland Security said this week that its research and development arm had offered border guards a helping hand or paw, because they're making it sound all friendly, to work to force multiply patrols due to demands in the region. Adding quadruped mechanical reinforcements is a smart use of resources, is what they've said.
Have we got a picture of this? Can we see them?
Yeah, certainly. Let's
I don't know if you can share that.
Do a bit of sharing. So
sharing, caring, so the viewers can see. But the reaction that I give will be.
So you're not showing the whole article, but you can get an idea of the sort of. I mean,
it's a headless dog.
It is a headless dog. And that's the thing to think of it. It's basically a body with legs.
And we have seen them once before, haven't we? Where they do like the videos of them
dancing,
kind of just moving like around, essentially. Yeah,
that's it. So it's they're crazy things. They
Very
are
creepy.
45 kilograms in weight as well. And
Mm.
they refer to them, they don't make them, they breed them, is what they say. They're bred to walk on sand, rocks, and hills, as well as human-built environments such as stairs. So it's not like a Dalek. If you run up the stairs, it will come for you. It will never stop.
We should see if we can take a clipping of one of them videos of like the bloopers where we've watched them in the
Yes.
past, haven't we? Where they're like falling over. I mean,
I love the one that there's the Boston Dynamics, the Spot Dog. They put this mouth on it, so it's like a neck with a mouth, so that you can pick things up. And there's a blooper where it won't let go of the thing. It's just grabbing it, and the man's trying to take the thing back, and it just won't have it. It wants to keep whatever that thing is. It's awesome. So yeah.
Well, very interesting. Again,
There we go.
I mean, this is the future. I mean, I guess the other thing is, this is border control. Where could they take this? What other levels do you think it could? Are we going to have like
Police.
rather policing, bouncers
Yeah.
on doors? Rather than bouncers,
Just
we're going to have
set
robot
the
dogs.
robot dog on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Very
could
strange.
be. I mean, that's it. It's absolutely any application like that. It could work. In the examples that they use sort of in real life, and I think they do to a certain extent, or to a small extent now, for remote locations. Which I guess this is a similar thing. If you've got a security guard or like walking around a sort of a factory or something like that. Then they can do that sort of stuff now. So, yeah.
I mean,
I would
guess
still like one though, if I'm
you
honest.
still want one. Okay. Well, if you get me the Tesla and the mic, I'll get you the robot
you
dog.
buy me a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's when it starts moving away from a dog, use that term loosely, and it starts becoming a robot human. That's when it's going to get weird.
Is that scarier, do you think?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Would a robot human be scarier than a robot dog? If it was sitting there, if you were sitting in your lounge and you look round and there's this like robot just staring at you. Yeah.
I mean,
it's got a face. Anything with a face would be scarier than that robot dog, I think.
But see, it always makes me think of that show that was on Channel 4. Do you remember Humans?
Humans, yeah.
Which had that absolute babe in it. What's her name? Who was in Eternals?
Gemma Chan?
Gemma Chan, yeah.
Yeah.
And
which is the only reason you watch the show. Come on, be honest.
Pretty much, yeah, because it was borderline. It tried to be dark humor at times, but it was also, there was a lot going on, and then essentially, sorry, go on.
What about Westworld? Like that's a good example, isn't it? Of robots.
But then that's the, and I loved at least the first couple of series of that. The deal with that is that it was a fantasy world that you would have to pay a lot of money to go to, and then you choose what you do there, whether you wanted to go and kill people, robots, or you want to go and hook up with robot prostitutes, or do you know what I mean? But there was all different kind of stories and it was kind of endless to some extent. But then the robots got smart, or there was at least one of them, and then she started teaching all the others to be smart. So that's where there's the robot uprising, which will happen one day.
It'll happen, and that'll be it, really.
Yeah. Not in my lifetime, but
so it's fine. Yeah,
that's fine. Unlucky son. So just to quickly add, Shane, he's joined us. Sorry he's late driving home. What did I miss? Well, you missed that we talked a lot about you at the beginning, Shane.
We talked about you and said how awesome you were, and we love your quiz, and we're the champions. Is pretty much what we were discussing. So yeah, that's it.
That's us. So thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
He's also said in humans they had those gross food sacks in their stomachs. Yeah.
Why would a robot have a food sack though? What's the purpose of that?
Wasn't that? It was almost to make it seem like they were normal.
What? So they'd eat and it then just fill this thing up.
Essentially, yeah. I like this. This is a really good comment as well. Westworld is basically GTA in real life. To some extent, yeah. But I think the premise of it, again, is that you have to be some millionaire to be able to afford to go there. But very, very clever concept. I love that show. So, yeah, robots, they are coming.
They are coming, whether you like it or not. So, in my next story, no clever links to this one. You know the International Space Station. I'm sure you're.
You know it. I've been there many times.
Been there. I was there last night. Yeah. Obviously
on
not
YouTube.
Not personally, but International Space Station, big thing up in space. NASA, and in 2031, will no longer look after it. It'll be decommissioned. So it's not going to use it anymore.
Out of use.
Out of use, which I found quite surprising. They're going to save 1.8 billion US dollars a year, which is the motivation for it. So they've said, right, well, we'll have it up to this point, and then we could get rid of it. I think it's been up there maybe since the 90s. I know sort of a control module was added to it in 1998. So it's been up there quite a long while, and they've used it quite a lot, but it is quite expensive for them to use. My question to you is, what do you reckon they're going to do with it? I know what they're going to do with it, but I know what they're going to do with it. But if you had, like, you're the US government or you're NASA, and you're thinking, got this big thing in the sky, what are we going to do with that? How do we bin it? Basically, that'd be a good option, wouldn't it?
Are they just going to blow it up?
No, they're not going to blow it
up. Surely they can't bring it back to Earth.
Well, that is exactly what they're doing. And this is the thing, that it was a story that I read and I thought, really? That's how they do this stuff? What they're going to do in 2031 is crash it into the sea. And I'm not making this up. They're going to crash it into the sea. And apparently this is a normal thing to do. If you've got something in space and it's too big, that basically if you've got a satellite where they're quite small, it'll burn up on re-entry just because of the speed and they're going through the atmosphere and that. So it pretty much disappears. This thing's massive, so it's not going to happen. So there's a place in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, which is called Point Nemo. And it is basically a point that is inaccessible from pretty much everywhere that surrounds it. It's just sort of to the right of Australia and New Zealand. It's in the middle of the ocean. So the dumb thing is, when a country has got something in space and it's pretty big and they need to get rid of it, they crash it into this region in the sea. So it is basically...
have other things been crashed there?
Yeah. Since 1970, well, between 1971 and 2016, they crashed in total, more than 263 spacecraft were disposed in this particular area. It's mental, like isn't it?
It is literally a dump.
It is literally a dump for spaceships and stuff. How crazy is that?
Mad.
Yeah.
That's got to be some sort of environmental damage caused from that.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Because, it's not just the sort of fact of there's metals in it, and there's all like fuel, and there's all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Fish. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you're Mr. Fish just swimming along, and all of a sudden the International Space Station lands on you?
Yeah,
it's madness, isn't it? Absolutely.
Train madness. Said first one hit the Titanic. Knew that wasn't a nice.
There you go. That's it.
There you go. TSO Mac.
Phil, good to have you aboard.
Phil, isn't the region filled up by now? That you'd think so, with over that many things. Yeah,
exactly.
And this is a good point Shane makes as well. I wouldn't want them to chance it just in case it done something even worse.
It blew up into the sun.
Send it into the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, surely by the time, if it got close enough, it would just disintegrate anyway because of the heat and whatever
You
from
think
it.
so? Can it fly though? I don't know how it would. This is where my knowledge stops. With the International Space Station, I take it they put it on a rocket or something.
That must be,
has it got its
or
own sort of way of driving?
just tie a big rope around it.
Just drag it in the direction that you want it. It'll be fine. Well, if anyone has seen the latest Fast and Furious film, which is absolute rubbish, they basically put a rocket on a car and flew it into space and nudged the satellite in the direction they wanted it. So, you know, if Ludacris and Tyrese or whoever it was that was in there, they just do that, can't they? Send Vin Diesel up there, he'll sort stuff out.
Absolute bullshit. Where did I come up with this stuff? I mean, but while we're talking about space movies, we can just quickly touch upon that new one. You must have seen all the trailer. It keeps, I can see it every day now. Moonfall.
No, I've not seen this.
I think it looks very much like a James Bay film, but is it James
Bay?
The
what,
singer.
The singer.
Michael Bay. James Bay. He's a really good one. I like James Bay. We'll talk about him another time.
I forgot about James Bay.
Yeah, whatever happened to? I've seen him live. You would have seen him live at Big Weekend, maybe. No? When we went?
I can't
Norwich?
remember. Yeah,
Anyway.
no, I remember going. I just can't remember whether I saw him or not.
Long time ago now in our youth. Yeah, Michael Bay. It looks like a Michael Bay. I don't think it is Michael Bay, but it looks that sort of level of shit. And essentially, the moon is falling towards Earth.
Oh,
it's a big like day after. You know, the day after tomorrow, or 2012 was another big disaster movie. It's a bit like that.
I've not seen any of those. You know,
I quite like the day after tomorrow. To be fair, that had Dennis Quaid in it.
Underrated actor. He would be great in, like we were talking about last week, who you'd pick for a superhero movie. Dennis Quaid. Bring Dennis Quaid back.
He's got to be about 70 now, hasn't he?
It doesn't matter, does it? He's they can genetically modify him. Yeah, he'll be fine.
So anyway, Moonfall. I'll tell you how rubbish that is when I eventually see it.
Sounds
Sandra Bullock's in it.
I like Sandra Bullock.
There you go. You'll probably watch it then.
Yeah, go and watch it. Yeah,
but yeah, just finishing off on this story that you brought up. I mean, it's bloody bonkers, and that will be like a huge event to watch when it actually happens.
That's what I was thinking, because they've done this so many times. Apparently, is this something that if you're the problem is, I guess, it is a really, really, really remote location. And it's not a location because it is so remote that people can necessarily access. I think they've had a boat race go relatively near it or something like that. But the actual coordinates of it are available. And if you sort of put it into Google Maps, it is just literally in the middle of nowhere.
Point Nemo.
Point Nemo, it's called. Yeah, look out if anyone is interested in looking at it or seeing where it is on the map. If you just Google Point Nemo coordinates, and then you have to copy and paste the coordinates actually into Google Maps, and it will put you there. But it's just the middle of nowhere. The interesting thing I thought with it as well, just on the theme of really wrecking a particular area, it's not that it's probably a long way from, but it's in the same region where the American military used to do the atomic bomb testing, and that was in Bikini Atoll, which is in that sort of area. And that they launched God knows how many nuclear weapons in that area and just flattened entire islands. So that they have done some significant damage in that area, which is nice, isn't it?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'll be able to see something like I see Phil said there, don't look up.
Yeah.
I wonder if you would actually be able to see it in the sky as it's coming down.
Imagine that.
from where we are in the UK, or I mean in America, I guess you
I
probably
don't know,
would.
because that's quite far from us, isn't it? It's on the
Yeah,
other
I know,
side
but
of
I'm
the
just
earth.
thinking it's pretty big, or is
It's
it
not like
just?
moon size big though, is it? It's not the
Oh
Death
no, but
Star.
look, the
Then
moon's
they're
not that big. When
crashing.
I see the moon up in the sky at night, it's not that big.
Like that.
Yeah, it's about that big. Yeah. Probably hold it in my hand.
Oh,
Well, I
dear.
mean, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating
It's
story,
fascinating.
and we'll keep
What?
an eye on that. Is there a year when they said sorry they're going to do
Yeah,
this?
it's 2031. So put that in your diaries.
Just going to add that to the calendar
Just
now.
add that to Outlook, and yeah, get ready for that burning fire in the sky. That's hopefully they'll get it on target as well. Because if they don't, that'll be a bit of a
Yeah, just
disaster,
wipes
wouldn't it?
out. It just wipes out something.
Yeah,
We got
I
another
know.
person who's joined us. Connie's joined us.
Welcome,
Hi, Connie.
Connie.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
better late than never. That's what I always say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you've got one more story on your list, I can see.
I've got a cheeky extra story.
Bring it on.
That's it. Let's get it out there. Which has a very appropriate title, which we've put in there. If you bring that up, James, which is Jeffie McBoatface, which is I thought was a very appropriate title for it. So Jeff
Is it
Bezos.
McDonald's related?
No, it's not. It's the reason I use that. Do you remember there was an exploration boat or something, and they asked the public what they wanted to call it? It was boating
McBoatface. Yeah.
They refused to call it that, which is really sad. But anyway, Jeff Bezos, very rich man, who founded Amazon. He's I can't remember how much money he's got, but it's
Too much.
Something like, well, his net worth, just to front this story, his net worth is $166 billion. He's doing all right. Right. So he's stepped down now as CEO of Amazon. He doesn't do that anymore, so he's got a bit of time on his hands. So what he's doing currently,
you say that like he was in the factory sending out the goods.
He was boxing it up and taping it. Yeah, here's another one, Jeff. Yeah, he was there on the front line, of course.
Here's another order, Jeff.
Well, now he's not doing that hard work. He is building himself a boat. Which this boat is 417 foot long, which it seems pretty big for a boat. And it's going to cost him. Guess how much it's going to cost to build a boat?
$500,000.
No, it's actually costing him 500 million. He's building this yacht. Exactly, which again I just can't comprehend. One, how does a boat cost that much money? But
well, I'm going to have a word because one of our listeners,
with Jeff,
I don't know if she, not with Jeff, but one of our listeners who has probably not listened for a while now, but Becky, who good friend of ours, her other half knows how to build boats, and I bet he could do it for cheaper than 500 million.
Yeah. So Jeff, you've gone wrong, mate. We'll get Baz to not
we'll get Baz to
far less.
He'll knock one up for you.
As Shane has said, is this a boat or an ark? Because for 500 million, I think you could probably build an ark. If I'm honest, it's pretty big. So yeah, if that wasn't indulgent enough, right? You've got all the money in the world. You can do whatever you want. You have to spend an absolute fortune. You know, the more than the the income of countries that on this boat. It's being built in Holland. So it's being built near Rotterdam. But the problem is there is a bridge in Rotterdam which is too small for them to get this boat through. And the boat builders have said, look, we can't do it. It's going to cost far too much money to have it in bits, get it through this bit, and then build it again. So what basically, because it's Jeff Bezos and he's got tons and tons of money,
he's knocked the bridge down.
They are dismantling the bridge for him to get the boat through. This bridge as well, I'm judging by like reading about it. It's like the equivalent, or not quite the same, but imagine if like you had to take apart Tower Bridge in London to then get something through. It's sort of a bit like that. It was built in 1927 and declared a national monument. And they've actually sort of did a 3-year restoration of it in 2017. So they've recently finished this thing because it is this national monument. And then along comes Jeff and says, "Hang on, lads, we've got to take this apart now." Crazy.
He's just Jeff Bezos. He can do what he wants. Liam makes a good point. Is he going to use Prime Delivery to get it delivered?
Exactly. That's it.
I don't know how easy it would be to get a 400. What is it? 400 meter long.
470-foot boat in a transit van. It don't really work, does it?
But we'll see.
Yeah.
But I like this one from Jane. Sorry, I'm surprised he didn't just pay to move Holland closer to the sea.
Exactly. Jeff Bezos buys Holland or the Netherlands just to sort his boat out.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's mad to think what some of these gazillionaires are doing right now with regards to, when we think about Elon Musk. He's not an astronaut. He's just got a lot of money, so
he can go to space if he wants to because he builds a big rocket.
He's building spaceships. I mean, it's just bonkers. Then Jeff Bezos do it. Richard Branson's doing it, and it's just a bit.
But
mad,
that I
it?
get, like in that sort of sense, I get that use of their money because, like with Jeff Bezos, I think he's always loved space, and a few years ago he brought up some very very on theme with what we were just talking about. He brought up some of the rockets or something that were in the sea from one of the earlier sort of trips to space. There was something like that. It's his passion as such. What I don't get, and we was talking earlier about if you won the lottery, can you buy me a robot dog or whatever it is?
Of course.
I can't imagine having 166 billion or whatever it is. That is money. There is no limit to what you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do for that amount of money. But I don't know whether I would spend 500 million on a boat. It's still a boat. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm not in the same headspace as Jeff Bezos, but it's a boat.
Well, there's
what
that.
Can do with it?
I mean, I get seasick pretty easily, so it'd definitely be a place I would. I mean, I'd hope for 500 million. It would be so still that I wouldn't feel the sea.
That's it. You wouldn't even know you was moving.
Yeah.
But what would if you had 166 million? What would you buy? What's your?
It's a good question. It's a very
fancy thing.
Yeah, a very good question. We talked about this at work actually, and said, "What would we do?" And I think I'd probably do. I'd just sit on it for a bit, and I wouldn't want to change the way I am. I'd probably want to help my family, my friends, and give them to help them, and then kind of, maybe go on holiday. I hadn't had one of them for a while.
That's it.
But I wouldn't want it to change me, because I think a lot of people that you hear who come into like large sums of money, they say it doesn't actually make them happier. If anything, it adds more stress to it, and more the more people, all of a sudden, all these friends that you never had or haven't spoken to for a long time, all of a sudden come out of the blue. I'd probably buy you that robot dog though.
That'd be nice.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
The one with the snipers. Do you want the one with the snipers?
I don't know if I want one with a gun on. That'd be scary. Just one with a saddle. Get me a robot dog with a saddle, and then I can sit on it.
Wow. Yeah. What would you do with it? The money.
Like I said earlier, I'd quite like a Ferrari F40. That's my favourite Ferrari. But that'd be a ridiculous thing to buy because you couldn't really practically drive it anywhere. I'm exactly the same as you. Help out a lot of people and give them that freedom that not having to worry about paying the bills and debt and things like that gives. I think that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? The security for most people, the security of having a a roof over their head and that sort of thing is worth more than anything, isn't it?
I mean, if you think a million, if you've got, what was it, 106 million that winner got, a million.
Yeah, exactly.
A million would be life changing to some extent.
That's more money than you can ever want, isn't it?
Yeah,
Still,
course, yeah. Of course.
I know. But if you had 166 billion, I think what would be quite cool to do, you could build yourself this Bond villain lair somewhere, couldn't you? I know Richard Branson's got. Lair. Yeah, you know, Richard Branson's got a Necker Island, isn't it?
Yeah.
He lives on an island, doesn't he? You could build this underground lair, or you could do something really
cool.
A
bat cave.
Like
yeah, I'd have something like
I could build a bat cave. That'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it?
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about that.
There you go. But otherwise, I've ran out of stories now.
I thought you had a bonus story for us, Matt.
No, the Jeffie McBoatface was the bonus story. So
sad times.
Yeah. So
well,
no more stories.
No more stories for tech. But I'm sure there'll be more tech. Can I just ask, the picture that we've got in the background here, is that of a beach?
No, it is of a beach.
Yeah. It looks like it's from Lost.
Well, no, the purpose of the beach, if you look, all of you have a look at the thumbnail and the picture we put up, it is the space station crashing into the sea. That's why we got it. And you get the reference, tech, boom.
The song. Y'all ready for this? No, it's not y'all ready for this.
No.
I'm thinking
boom, shake the room.
That's it, yeah. Tech, boom.
Yeah.
And what's the next lyric?
No, you're ready for me yet? Pump it up.
Oh, that's what I meant. Not you're ready for this. That's what I meant. I know what I was talking about. It's late. We've all got beds to go to.
Exactly.
Matt, thank you for providing us once again 2 weeks in a row. I've done absolutely nothing. Just here, with this.
Next week it's all about James. Though he's going to run this.
I'm going to run the show next week.
Yeah.
Oh god. So yes. Thank you for everyone that's joined us. I can see we've still got Liam's still here, Shane's still here, Phil's still here. There's a few others as well. Sadly, Connie's only just joined us and we're wrapping up now.
But you can listen back to it. So yes. That's all good.
Yeah. The second this is done, it'll be there, the full episode to watch. Just to finish, I'm just going to give anyone who's interested a score update. It is still Burnley 1, Man United 1. We are now over halfway through season 9, and I can't believe we're actually close now to our 100th episode.
That is really exciting, isn't it?
That's scary.
100 episodes is
so
crazy.
The 10th episode, you'll have to join us on this series. The final episode of season 9 will be the big 100. We've got loads planned. No, we haven't. But make sure you're there for that. Make sure you're there for the ones in between as well. I mean, I'm not saying just come to that one.
For the 100th episode, we're going to have 100 stories.
I thought you were going to say 100 guests.
Or 100 guests. Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. We'll have to think of something really special. Maybe we'll pick some of our favourite people to join us. So if you're not selected, you are not a favourite. But anyway, thank you for joining us. I was thinking about this last week, Matt. We always say, make sure you follow and subscribe, but we actually say that in the outro. So
exactly. So
forget it.
That nonsense.
You already follow us anyway, and thank you for listening. We will see you next week, Matt. Yeah, why not? Same time.
It's up to you. You're running next week, so it's all in your hands.
We'll see. Take care, everyone. Speak to you soon.
I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as we did. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future episodes.
Yeah, and you can also follow us on all social media, so you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and TikTok.